They're reading from a teleprompter nation, every anchor feeding from the same plate, same gate, same narrative rotating, same flag waving while the same corporations inflating. You think we're angry at the farmer in Ohio, the trucker in Kentucky trying to keep his diesel float. Now we're angry at the men who never see the road, who sit in marble buildings deciding how the wars are sold. We separate the people from the policy machine, cause most Americans ain't ever seen what we have seen. They got their own fights, healthcare, rent, and student loans, while the think tanks draft the memos from their comfort zone. So let's be clear, no confusion, no misreading this. We're not throwing shade at Main Street, we're addressing the abyss between what the people want and what the leaders chase. There's a canyon wide enough to swallow outer space. We're not angry with Americans, we love the people, that's real. We're just allergic to the spin cycle. We know how the headlines feel. Every channel's got an angle, every anchor's got a deal. We just report what's on the floor, you decide what to reveal. See, the media spins it like we're enemies by nature, like geography decides if you're a villain or a savior. They need a villain for the ratings, need a face to put the blame on, need a boogeyman that's distant so the real ones keep their game on. Notice how they never interview the mother in Tehran, but a guy in Texas asking why his son just had to go to war again. The human detail doesn't fit inside the graphic package, so they zoom out to the missile and they skip the damage. We're not angry with Americans, we're angry at the frame, the picture that they painted with the narrative and the name. Axis rogue, unstable, every word a deliberate stand, while the lobbying money flows and nobody's turning off the lamp. Dark comedy, the same flag that they're wrapping freedom in is being stitched together in a factory with no minimum, and the ankle reads it smooth like butter on a telecast, while the people at the bottom wonder why the middle didn't last. Here's the thing about it, this that hits without a swing, it lands clean, no bruising, just the truth doing its thing. We could go low, we could name names, we could point and yell, but that's not the lane we drive in, that's a different kind of cell. We watch the same sitcoms, laughed at the same cartoons, share the same music, same moon, same afternoon. So when they say we hate each other, understand the motive. Somebody profits from the distance, check who's most devoted to keeping us apart, to keeping borders hot, to making sure the conversation never reaches the lot where regular people park their cars and go inside their homes and wonder why the world keeps burning while the leader's on his phone. They'll call this propaganda cause it don't match their narrative. They'll say we're just deflecting, that's the standard comparative. But ask yourself who benefits when nations stay at war, who sells the jets, who funds the bet, who's counting at the store. Not the single mom in Phoenix, not the kid in Mashhad, not the retiree in Denver, not the student in Baghdad. The arithmetic is simple even through the language barrier. Follow the money and the map becomes much clearer. We're not angry with Americans, we're laughing at the irony that two sets of regular people keep the conflict on the feet, while the ones who write the headlines never once have to bleed. They just update the Chyron and they plant another seed. They plant another seed. Oh no 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 no. Oh no no Let me paint you a picture with a satirical brush. Same breaking news, different decades, same manufactured rush. Remember when they told you that the weapons were confirmed, and then the cameras moved on? Funny how the story turned. They built a whole invasion on a PowerPoint and faith, then dusted off their hands and said, well, freedom has a price to pay. And nobody got fired, nobody did the time. Somebody got a book deal and a primetime redesign. So when they tell you now that we're the chaos and the threat, check the scoreboard from the last few decades. Who's ahead on debt of human consequence, of cities turned to dust? We just ask the question, who decides who to trust? Not angry at the people who believe what they were shown. Most people are too busy keeping lights on in their home. They got algorithms feeding them a curated war. They don't know what we look like when we're not behind the door. They drew gave us villains for a face, put a crescent and a shadow, and called it outer space. From civilization, from the rational to sane, while they greenlight the next sequel to the same regime of pain. Here's the dark humor part, they call it foreign policy. But foreign to who exactly? That's the real anomaly. We've been here longer than the borders that they drew. Ask a historian, or better yet, ask to the country that invented algebra and chess is now described in Chyron as a region of unrest. The land that kept the libraries alive through the dark ages is now reduced to a conflict map and angry faces. Meanwhile, somebody's quarterly report is looking clean. Somebody's portfolio just hit a number that's obscene. Somebody's retirement account is doing very well. Every time the tension rises and they ring that little bell, we're not angry with Americans, we're angry at the bell. The Pavlov media training that conditions what to tell. Ring it loud enough and long enough and people start to fear the thing they've never touched but now believe they have to clear. You ever notice how the sanctions hit the grocery store but somehow miss the penthouse on the 70th floor? That's precision, just not the kind they advertise on air. That's targeted relief for people who were never there. The diplomat flies business class to talk about our pain. The NGO files a report and flies back home again. The think tank publishes a paper with a serious face, recommending more pressure from a very comfortable place. Meanwhile, somebody's daughter can't afford the medicine, and somehow that's not news, that's just the cost of discipline. They call it leverage, we call it something else, but we won't say it loud enough to put this on the shelf. Dark comedy, they froze the assets of the people to punish the system. That's some complicated sequel, like taking somebody's lunch to make their boss eat less. Let us know how that arithmetic works out, we'll assess. But here's what never makes the broadcast, never makes the real. The American who messages and says this isn't real. I don't want war with your country, I don't want anybody hurt. The human underneath the headline, underneath the dirt, they exist in millions, quiet, scrolling, unconvinced by the noise machine that tells them who to hate since they were old enough to watch the evening news and nod while the studio decided who was villain and who was God. We see them, we hear them, they're the reason for this track. Not to throw the disc at people, just to throw the narrative back, because the story that they're selling has a sponsor and a brand, and the people on both sides deserve to understand. So if you're American and stumbled on this track, and something in your chest said, wait, hold on, step back, that feeling is the gap between the people and the play, between what humans actually want and what the headlines say. We're not angry with Americans, we never were clear. We're just tired of the translation, getting lost from ear to ear. Two people, same confusion, same elites above the fray, same regular people paying for the game.